make a competition in national. So the BBG aim for helping young athletes, potential athletes na did not compete in national open because of the because of lack of funds,
lack of finances.
Yeah, so it's difficult. So if 2 years ago, BBG is have organized event. So if there is sometimes it have saved money for helping other athletes or young athletes. That's the goal of BBG, to create and help potential athletes to compete in national or maybe international competition.
Okay, so it's an advocacy group that wants to help young runners have the means to get to competitions where they can improve their skills. So in reality, you're really helping grassroots of Philippine athletics by extending, assistance to provincial Visayas and Mindanao, which is a, like a gold mine of talent, if you will. There's a lot of very good athletes in the provinces like Visayas, all around the Visayas and throughout Mindanao, across, all events, really, but particularly in long distance. We have seen a lot of talent emerge from these virtual runs, especially this 10K virtual run, which was very recent. So this virtual run, the BBG Run Philippines 10K virtual run, actually attracted 32 entries in total. Were you expecting such a high turnout for your event, or did you anticipate more or less?
What do you mean?
Okay. Your BBG Run Philippines 10K virtual run had a total of 32 entries by my calculations, if I'm not mistaken. Were you expecting more or less, or were you surprised at the number of entries that you were able to get for the event?
I surprised because when I post the first 30 participants who send their interest through comment in my post.
Yep.
I estimate 30 participants only.
Yep.
But in the calculating the participants, select when I see the comment, there is a maybe 50 interesting athletes to join the race, but I cut only 30. But there is some athletes that making kulit-kulit.com na need to give give a chance. So I give +6 runner to enter the final listing. So based on their submitting time, best time in 10K, I rank from 1 to 30. So that's why the selection process for this that's my idea to if what time best he submit in my comments, that's why 1 to 30. But there is some athletes that chat me that you give me a chance, so I will give until.
So in other words, you had 50 entries, but because you did this live, the interesting thing was you actually did this live on, I believe it was on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday you did this live, so everybody who was participating in the event was live streamed, so the audience could actually watch the event unfold. Now, are you saying there was originally 50 entries, but you had to limit it to 30 because of the difficulties of live streaming and that sort of thing?
No, the difficult in how to monitor all participants. So I decided to cut in 30 only participants and 20 participants in female. So then the participants is Strava. It's difficult to monitor by using by apps. So I decided to 30 only male and 20 female.
Okay. Another thing that I want to highlight, and this is something that I encountered when I was doing the 60-meter virtual run for the women, and we had 13 entries in the 60 meters. One of the difficulties I had was with the timing, because the thing is that I had women, 13 of them running, and there was no way for me to be able to teleport, like in the middle of a pandemic, because obviously I can't even leave the country right now because, the travel's restricted. But say, for example, I had a woman 50 meters, and I'm pretty sure the timing for mine was accurate because I used a application called Navia, which measures a clear view from the start to finish. There's no problem there. My only issue was the distance. So I don't know if it's 58 meters or 57 meters or 59 meters, but what I did was I looked at the 100-meter times of the girls and I made sure that their conversion of their 60 to 100 is not, not out of sync. So say, for example, if a girl runs, like 12 seconds for the 100 meters, they're going to run probably around 7.8 or 7.9. They're not going to run 7.3 or something. Otherwise, the distance is away. But my view is it's not really just about the timing, because at these events, the times aren't exactly going to be used as national records, or they're not going to be used as, really qualifying for international meets or anything like that. But the point of these events is to, in my view, the point of these events is to keep people motivated, to keep people interested in the sport, because nothing much else is going on right now in terms of competitions or anything like that. There's nothing. So it's good to have these virtual meets because they keep people motivated during the COVID times and keep athletes engaged, because otherwise you're doing all that training, you're training, and then you basically just have nothing. You're going to get bored if there's no events. So that's why I really feel that events like your 10K run are really helpful and inspiring to the athletes. I mean, let's be honest, like sometimes I know we don't know about distances or times or, whatever that, but I don't feel it's important. What I feel is important is that the athletes are, they have something to like look forward to, and they have they have something to motivate them, which is the main points of these meets, is just to keep the athletes engaged. Because, in the COVID, if there's no competitions or no virtual meets or anything, then some athletes will just give up. They won't even, they'll just quit the sport, or they'll just give up if they've got nothing, if they've got nothing to sort of look forward to. Anyway, with regards to the meet, how do I say this? Well, of course, Mr. Braza wasn't able to really attend, but we'll just wait on Mr. Braza. So Roel, I think this is my last question actually. When would be your next virtual event? Like, do you have any plans for another one, or is there a
my next virtual event is coming March, the Davao International Marathon. because
Yeah.
of the actually the Davao international schedule this year last year 2021, but of the pandemic I postponed it. So
Yep.
because of this coming no vaccine in Philippines, no actual activities, I decided my Davao International Marathon is make a virtual run this year. So I have already 1,000 participants this year.
So even though this is a virtual run in 2021, you're informing us that you have 1,000 participants.
Yes.
So they're from all different countries, or just within? A lot of them are within the Philippines, or do you know what percentage are from the Philippines, and how many are coming from outside to join the?
Maybe there are 3 countries already signed up. There is
Oh,
a
okay.
Japan. There is a Japan and Kenyan already signed up last year. So
Awesome.
maybe if we finalize the rules and this coming even next or 2 weeks, I will post the
We would love to see, like the dates and the entry details for that, because I think that there's a lot of people would be very interested in competing in a virtual marathon. So a virtual marathon, I'm guessing I guess some people can run in pairs or threes if they have like if there's enough people there in some places. But it's interesting to have a a longer event like a virtual marathon. That would be quite interesting. Would they be videoing it, or how would that work? Would that just be using the Strava app, or would they be actually videoing their performances?
I will this time I will make some rules, because when I observe the Strava apps, there is something wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe we can find another apps for this coming DIM International Marathon, because this is this event, if the actually have already participants, the only my problem is how to conduct in this coming March, how the other apps help to make the legit result of the run details of the participants. So that's the issue, because
Well,
I look in my previous 10K, there are half of my party, maybe my 20% of the participants
yeah.
did not finish because of the Strava problem.
Yeah, I'll just ask,
So
when we're discussing times and like the Strava app, it's actually good that this is actually for us as people who haven't organized virtual events that much in the past. It's actually a learning curve or a learning experience, because you know we're learning that Strava may not be the most effective thing to use, so we need to explore other options. I mean, I'll just bring into this matter, but there have been people who have been like, I'm not sure if you read some of the posts, but there have been people who have been rather critical about the Strava's accuracy when it came to performances, in particular in the women's time. Do you want to say anything regarding that, or like? There have been people who've been rather critical in regards to the winning time of the women's in this event, which is 41. Like, do you have any comments or anything you'd like to say back, or?
again.
Okay, my point was, when we look at the accuracy of Strava and we're looking at using more effective apps, I've seen there's been a lot of criticisms on Run Fit. Like I read a comment on Run Fit where somebody was commenting about the accuracy of the winning time in the women's, the 41:02. I was just wondering if you have any remarks or anything you'd like to add in regards to the 41:02 winning time in the women's race. Obviously, again, this is a learning curve for all of us, and I just read on Run Fit people were posting comments in regards to that, to the winning time in the women's.
This based on the run details of that the women Miss February Manzano.
Yeah.
Based on she is she's based on his run details submitted.
Yeah.
No problem. It's no, but that's my some elite athletes question his the run details because that's that lady runner is not popular in the running community in like in elite. So that's the question now. I cannot about the some issue because based on the run details, she is the best time of all. So
my question is, she's from what I read, she's a Spartan or a trail runner. Obviously, so she may not have registered that many times in the past, but she put down an entry time of 57 minutes and ended up running 41 minutes. Is it possible that she may have actually ran faster than 57 minutes, but just not have declared the times?
But in my experience, there is some question, but that's the question, big question, because based on this best time when she last run, if she honest, that she submits 57 minutes.
Yeah.
That when I post my invitation that submit your best time in 10K.
Yeah.
So that you can isolate top 20 female. So
so
there is 16 that time. There is 16 female submit. So when I saw she submit, she is 57 minutes in 10K. So
10K.
I did not question that is legit or bluff that she submit that time.
Yeah, because what happened was, I don't really want to get involved, but people kept on asking me about it. I tried to find times that what's her name, February Manzano, had actually registered in the past. I did a Google search. I basically tried to find out, what has she ran before, but I couldn't find anything. So what I'm thinking is, if she submitted 57 and she runs 41, I don't really see too much wrong with that because, there was no prize money or anything like that. So if there was prize money, maybe that would have been a bit more of a concern. But, this is just like a fun run. It's a fun run.
My
so
idea,
I don't know why people got so pedantic about it.
My goal this event to encourage elite athlete or to have a race because I saw the previous no event, no elite because in some virtual races only ultra runners join this event virtual. So I look na there's the time to make a event for the elite athlete so that it's for fun or for make active
or just give them something to them motivated, really, right?
To motivate to have a event before the end of the year because this actually event is actually officially in December 24 that schedule is December 24. My
Yeah.
my goal is to before Christmas or before the end of the year, there is a competition. Even we have a pandemic, we have a problem in this country. So I plan to make elite runners to give her best, or there is some you find the athletes that there is have one event like this virtual run. So I surprised that this event is make noise in the running community because of that, because we cannot
You know
question
what? You
Strava.
know what the thing is, man?
We
Like,
cannot we cannot question the Strava result that submit that
exactly.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah. You
So
know what?
based on
I'll tell you.
that all details, it's no question.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, man, and this is what we learned through Pinoy Athletics and talking Chinoi and all our networks. The thing is, the thing is, like, the thing is that people are getting very talkative about, things that may not be good, like negative and that's the thing. But in my view, they're still talking about
Isa.
they're getting
Dire.
dramatic. The
Then,
events are becoming dramatic,
no.
so they're becoming
Ano naman?
involved is good because you're still getting a lot of
Equalizer? Ano nagkuhan?
interest in your event.
Ay. Sa may kunan eh.
Yeah, you're still getting a lot of interest in your event. People are talking about it, even if some people aren't talking about sort of trying to find things to complain about. The point is that the event's still happening, and if people are sort of whinging about things, they should organise their own event. But the point is that you've organised a good event, and you've gotten some good talent at your event. Obviously, it would have been nice to have seen, I don't know, somebody like Mr. Gerald Zabala here joining your event next
Excuse
time. But
me, Perry, excuse me. Can you question what there's some runner here in the group tonight? There is Alfrence is here.
who? Sorry,
Braza.
he's not here yet. But I can talk with I can have a chat now with Louie, who's been waiting here. I believe he got third place in your event.
Can you
Yes,
ask
sir.
for Can you ask the Bukidnon runner how experienced use Strava? How is
What? Again, sir?
what is your experience for using Strava? It's difficult.
My experience in using... it's not that difficult, sir. Sometimes Strava get bug. The data from Strava gets bugged. When it gets bugged, you will be noticed because your pace will go to from, for example, your regular pace is from 4 kilometers, 4 minutes per kilometer. Then when you save it, you can find that the data will be just like 20 seconds per kilometer, and you can see the difference between the data between the Strava error and the normal data when it's the Strava works good.
For your experience in actual time and your Strava time, what is the how in 1 to 10, what is the rate?
We can say 9. I can rate it into 9.
So 9. So in your opinion, it's February is time is for your opinion from 57 to 41. It's Strava problem or there's something?
Without judging based on what she submitted, I can say it's true. We can't say she lied it's up to her because what was uh, what we call this one? What was agreed in the BBJ group chat? Honesty is the best policy. So
Yun.
we cannot
Because
say that we cannot say that she lied because of that. It's possible that from 57 to 41, some of the improvements comes really quickly, but we don't know what really happens. Only February, and she is the only one who understands what happened.
yes,
Roel,
yes. So
I cannot.
what I would like to see happen with February, like what I would possibly, what could be good is, I mean, if she wants to join our 5K virtual event, and if she perhaps, you know, I believe that the track oval in Montalban and the track oval in Bulacan are open. So if she was able to, I don't know, do a 5K around a track, that might clear things up a little bit in terms of you know, more accuracy in the performance. Because if she can run 41 for the 10K, if she was going to say run a 5K, my estimation is if she can run 41, she should be able to run maybe just under 20 minutes for a 5K, like 1950, 1940. If she was to run on a track oval or something, you know, that might clear things up a little bit. Or, you know, I basically, you know, want to give the athlete the benefit of the doubt in terms of the performance. I mean, she might have just had a, what do you call it? She might have just had a big improvement, you know, or she might have raced that much, you know, with, you know, like 5K.
09. Ako Di ba Gwen o? Oh. So tanong ako. Oh.
She might have, you know, like I'm not exactly sure, but you know, if she has other races, you know, it's hard to compare. We don't have very much data on that athlete, so it's very hard to really know what's going on. You know, is she quicker than the time she declared? Was there some issues with the Strava, or maybe a bit of both? It's hard to say. We don't really have enough data on the athlete. Because I tried checking and tried finding other races that she'd run in, and I just couldn't find enough data to be able to, you know, give, you know, like to be able to sort of, you know, judge what had actually happened there. You know, like maybe if you join some other races and then more data comes up, we're going to know a little bit more. But to me, I can say, in my view, February Manzano to me is an unknown athlete. By saying they're an unknown athlete, it doesn't mean to say that an unknown athlete cannot have a breakthrough performance like that. It's happened in the past that you've had unknown athletes who've just come out of nowhere and, you know, had good performances. But, you know, there's nothing to really compare it to, which is what I see. If we have some of her other performances in the past, it's all good. But I don't think that she's got enough documented performances to really, you know, be able to say she can't run that time. Possibly she can. If she was to come out and run a 5K, you would expect with that time for her to run, you know,
20.
for her to run, you know, like about 19 minutes high.
19. So
19,
she already joined your race in 5K? She already signed up?
She hasn't signed up yet. We would like her to, you know, join us. And I think if she would, if she could possibly run at Bulacan or at Montalban and Rizal, because she's from Rizal, and use the oval to get a more accurate time. That might be possible.
What exactly date? Because
yeah. So Roel,
I volunteer to accompany him to make
January the anywhere between January 24 and 31.
Okay.
25 and 30.
February
No,
24.
Sorry, that's wrong. That's my other event. January 17 to January 24. So any time between then. I believe the track oval at Bulacan is open during the week every day from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. During the weekends, it's open, but it's reduced hours. I know athletes who are training at Bulacan, and the oval is open to the public at the moment at Malolos. Roel, just for the record, when we're talking about Louie Niala, the guy from Bukidnon, his time in Strava is 15:40 for the 5K, and he timed 33:25 in the 10K. So in my view, the time he registered in the 10K was something that he is very capable of, because he's, you know, if he's run 33:25, that for each 5K, that's about 16:45 or 60, yeah, about 16:50, 16:45 for each 5K. The guy's run under 16 minutes for 5K, so he is, you know, he's capable of that, of that time. I also know that, I'm just seeing what brother's saying. Oh, yeah, brother will be coming in shortly. He's just reloading his phone because he's run out of load. Yeah, like I'll give you the details, Roel. I'll advise you when the you know, what dates the comp's going to be. She's going to enter. That's cool. Actually, as of now, for this 5,000 meter run, we're having problems with Gcash, because we were going to do prize money for our event. So we're having problems with our Gcash at the moment, because it's the Gcash account is what's the word? It's kind of suspended at the moment, because they kind of, Gcash kind of froze the account. So we're going to have, I've created a list of all the athletes that have entered anyway. So as of today, we have 27 entries. The entries will close on the 15th. As of now, we have 16 men and 11 women entered. Some quite good entries in the men. In the men, we have 6 athletes who have ran below 16 minutes for the 5K. So we have Darwin Lim, Edward Flores, Louie Niala, Albert Neri, Anthony Nurza, and Alfrence Braza. So we have 6 guys who have run under you know, 16 minutes in our event, in this next virtual event. But you know, we would love to have, you know, like some team come out and run. I mean, Nurza is Nurza, I'm not sure if he's still with the national team, but he went to the SEA Games for the marathon. So, you know, like, it's quite a high standard of, you know, I would say this is a high standard of more upcoming athletes again, with some veteran athletes getting involved. But it would be nice, you know, to have, you know, somebody like of the caliber of Christopher Albrook or Mervyn Guate or Jason Agravante, or someone, you know, like, who's really at the top of the sport, come and join our events. That would really be a big boost of morale for the younger upcoming athletes, to be able to spar against some of the big names in the sport. I mean, Louie, who would you like to run? Who would you personally like to run against if you had the opportunity? If you could pick any Filipino runner to run against, who would you like to run against?
It would be Emmanuel Camino, sir, because
Emmanuel
he's
Camino.
from
So the steeplechaser. Is he? Where is he from? What part of the Philippines is he from?
Bukidnon, sir.
He's
Same
also
from me.
from Bukidnon. So a lot
Yes,
of
sir,
talent
but different
out of
municipality.
Bukidnon. Also, Miss Christine Halasgo is from Bukidnon, right? From Malaybai.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I experienced living in her house also. I tried to pace her.
How was that?
It was fine. The training approach is very hard.
Why is her training approach very hard? What's difficult about Christine Halasgo trains?
Because in that time I'm not that really exposed in following a training program. Then her husband, Kuya but her husband gave me a program for 5K and 10K. Then sometimes I got a job to pace Ate Christine when it is interval session, and during competitions they used to get me and let me play in the fun runs, and in that case I was exposed, and I am I have improved my knowledge about the running, and I realized that training is a really essential part of the sport.
You're a really interesting story because you came from middle distance and you moved up to 5 and 10K. Do you recall what your best times were in the 8 and the 1.5 before you moved up to the 5K,
Sir,
moved up to the longer
I cannot.
distances?
Excuse me, sir. I cannot hear what you're talking about, sir. It's
Okay.
noisy.
My question was, I found it interesting to hear about your story because you began off as an 1,500 runner. Do you recall what times over 8 and 5? Did you go to the Palaro for which event? Or
I during high school, I only managed to represent in regional level. When I was in high school, my event was sprinting and jumping. Then after city meet, when I didn't bag any medal in sprint and jumping, I switched to middle distance. Then I got second place. Then I am selected to be to represent our city in the regional meet. Then during that time, we only have yes, sir. During that time, we only have 3 weeks, approximately 3 weeks before the regional meet. So we don't have that enough time to really practice, and our training that time is not that good because we train on dawn, during lunch, and in the afternoon. We have 3 trainings in a day, so our body is not well prepared during the next training because we are fatigued what we are doing. We don't have the enough energy to complete our training, and when we go to the regional meet, the bad thing is that I got sick because I overused my body during the training. So in the game I didn't bag any medal because the other competitors were so good. They are really strong runners, and I'm just a newbie.
So your experience in the high school level is, you didn't progress through to the Palaro level, you just were able to make it to the regional level meet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, for me, your progression as an athlete from the middle to the long distance, it's very similar, I guess, to the career path of, say, for example, Sonny Wagdos from Davao, because he began off as the 8 and 1.5, but he ended up going to the 5,000 at the Southeast Asian Games and winning the bronze medal. He also, like you, is not a product of the UAAP system. He went to the Presa'a, which I believe you're part of the Presa'a. You're
supposed to be. I am going to compete in Presa'a is for private college, private schools. For us in universities or public schools, we are holding SQAA. Supposed to be last year, I am going to compete in SQAA in Bicol, but because of the pandemic, that event is postponed, cancelled, so we didn't have the chance to participate in the national. So my event during that time is 800, 1.5, then the 4x400 meters relay.
Yeah.
But then
So
this pandemic, sorry, sir. Proceed, sir.
sorry, did I just continue? Like I was just gonna ask something, but yeah. My query, okay, my question was this to you was what's your favorite event in athletics, and what are your ambitions as an athlete? What's your goal, or what do you hope to do one day, and what's your favorite event?
This day, I realized that I'm good at 5,000 because this pandemic lets me or gives me time to think that what is the thing that I am most interested with. So in the reason why I transferred to long distance from middle distance is that middle distance runners, middle distance event can only be played in school or the national events. But since I don't have that kind of foundation to play in the national level, during March, I gave time and challenged myself to train hard in the 5,000 so that when the situation or the pandemic ends, I will be able to compete to other elite athletes, as well as I can experience playing in the national open, because representing Philippines is one of my greatest goals, or one of my goals in life, and that's the thing that keeps me pushing, even though there's no many events during this time. And the project Rebo of Coach Stephen Newton, it really helps me to really widens my knowledge in running. He introduces me the training program, since we don't have the coach here, we don't have any person who guide in our training. So we train on ourselves and help each other in running. So Coach Stephen really helps me to improve my personal best in 5K.
Thanks. Thanks for sharing that with us, Louie. It's been really interesting hearing about your development, especially from Coach Stephen Tan, also known as Talking Chinoy. Yeah, like it's been watching your progress with great interest. And it's been good hearing from you. And we wish you all the best in your upcoming events. I can see you're entered in our 5K virtual event, and if we have other events coming up, and I'm sure if Coach Roel has other events coming up, we will let you know. I'm now going to pass on to with Alfrence Braza, the winner of this 10K event and the Palaro champion in 2019 in the 1500 and the 5K. Again, thanks, Louie. Stay tuned. We will now talk to Alfrence Braza. Okay. Hello, Alfrence. Thanks for waiting. It's good to have you here tonight.
19 years old. 19 years old, sir.
19 years old. Yep.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So, Alfrence, we're going to talk about your career, and also, I'm going to touch base in regards to your recent win, the 10K. I mean, for us, for the public, really,
Yes,
we don't really know you as a long distance runner. We know more about you as the Palaro champion in the in the 1500, and also you did in the 5K, and we know that you've represented the Philippines already at the I think it was at the SEA School Games that were held in Singapore in 2019.
Yes.
In
Indonesia, sir. Indonesia, Semarang, Indonesia. Semarang, Indonesia.
Sorry, yeah, not in Singapore, in Indonesia. I'll make make a note of it. That was the 2019 ASEAN School
Yes.
Games. I believe you competed in the 1500 and the steeplechase.
I didn't play steeplechaser and Palaro Pamansa.
No, I mean in Semarang.
Why? No, sir. I play there 3,000 meters
3,000
plane.
3,000
Yes,
plane.
plane.
Sorry, yeah. So it's 3,000 plane and 1,500 during the Palaro Pamansa. So yeah. So you came out and you won this event, the BBG Run
PBG run.
BBG Run
Yes,
Philippines
BBG run
virtual
Philippines.
10K event. Now, I mean, you're not really a well-known 10K runner at this point. You're still relatively young.
Yes, sir.
It was good seeing an upcoming athlete, come up, but it would have been nicer if we had seen some of the bigger names in the sport, come out and race. And, they will be in the 5K in a few weeks' time. Now, this 32:01, what have you previously run in the 10K before? Because we're just looking at Strava times. I was talking to Coach Roel before about Strava accuracy, and what is your previous best time in the 10K?
My previous last 10K I play during Milo Marathon 2019.
Do you remember what your time was last time?
And
In the
no,
in the
there is no. I remember my personal best in 10K is here in Iloilo. I play. Sorry for my English. My personal
I'll
best
type it as
here
well,
in
so we can-
Iloilo.
Yeah.
33:42.
Okay, so
that.
it's okay. I'll just write
33:40.
down this numbers because I'm a statistician by trade, so I'm very interested in these numbers. But somebody said to me, like, how can he run 32:01? His best is 15:56 in the 5K. I said, I have faith in you, Roel.
Yes.
You know why? I have faith in you. I said he ran 15:56, but that's like 2 years ago. So probably he's faster by now. Maybe he's 15:30 or 15:20 already, because I think that maybe you're faster now in 5K than you were 2 years ago, because that's 2019 is a long time ago. So you're still young. So I believe that you got faster in the 5K. That's why I said to the person, 32:01. It's doable, because probably that 15:56. That's like more. That's like a year and a half ago. So he's gotten faster in the 5,000. Surely, maybe he's 15:20 or 15:30 by now. Because I said this guy's run 40. What is your 1.5? 4:01 or 4:03?
401.
4:01.
The 403 is I play in Indonesia.
The 4:01 is your best time. So I said that somebody who can run 4:01.
My time in Indonesia is.
But I said, somebody who runs low 4 minutes is not running, like they're capable of much improved to 15. They've got the speed to run maybe 15:30 below. That was my view. That that you're mainly focusing before on 1.5, but you're capable of below 15:30 easily. That's what I said. So it doesn't surprise me he ran 32:01, because that 15:56 is a long time ago. He's probably faster. That's my answer to them. They don't believe the 32:01, or they find it hard to believe. I said he's run 15:56, but that's nearly 2 years ago. Probably now 15:20, 15:30 below. It's easy to run the 32:01 now, because
because of the lockdown. I trained well. Because of the lockdown, I trained.
just like our friend Louie here, you know, some athletes, you know, it's good. You
I
find
trained well here in.
it's nice because you find some athletes just get lazy and some athletes try
I
harder,
train.
which is good. I think we lost this. Yep, we're back. So are you coached by what was it? Is your coach Coach Ellie? Are you with Coach Ellie, or who's your coach?
Delay.
I'll just type it.
Yes, in the province. But here, here now, Western, where Western is it?
I just typed it for you.
Here is Coach Noel Gel and his
Coach Noel. I know him well. The Zen master. He's a very good coach. The guy with the beard and the glasses. He works for the Dep Ed. He's a very good coach. I know him. He has produced a lot of very good, you know, athletes throughout the years in the Palaro and so he's a very he's one of the best grassroots coaches, I believe, in the whole country. His athletes the athletes he started with became SEA Games champions and medalists later on. So he's a good dude, Coach Noel. Michael, I'm going to ask you some questions which are similar to what I asked Louie. I'll type them as well, so then that way, because I know the signal's not good and you know, my accent is a little bit difficult to understand. So I'll just type these questions as well. So what I asked Louie, and I'll type this to you as well, is what is your favorite event? And what is your ambition or dream goal in athletics?
my favorite event is delay. I want to be a Navy or criminology someday, and a Philippine team also.
Oh, okay. So you want to be in the police or the Navy, and you want to
Yes.
and you want to one day make it to the Philippine team in athletics. Okay, that's
Yes, sir.
so.
Yes, sir.
High school now? Are you already? Have you started? Are you in senior high school or college or? Okay, I just typed it.
Are you? I'm still a college now. College.
Okay, are you? Which school are you attending at the moment? I'll write it for you.
SB. Financial management.
Oh, okay. So, financial management.
Delay.
Okay. My next question to you is which athlete from the Philippines would you most like to run against like which athlete, if you could choose any athlete from the Philippines that you'd like to run against, probably in your event, who would it be?
Lady. Ano, which of the Philippines? My idol.
Yep.
Mr. Sonny Wagdo.
Sonny Wagdos. Okay, awesome.
Sonny Wagdo.
So Louie said Imwell Camino, and you Sonny Wagdos. So these are two very experienced veteran athletes. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get Sonny Wagdos to our 5K event because he's in quarantine at the moment. Because he had to go back to Davao City, so he's in quarantine. We weren't able to secure him for our 5K. We did invite him. Actually, Imwell Camino, I actually did try to invite him. He's still deciding. But yeah, Sonny was in lockdown. But hopefully in the future, Sonny can join our events and we'll be able to see you race against Sonny in the 5K.
Yes, that's my that's my one biggest dream, sir.
To running
That's
Sonny
my
Wagdos.
one biggest dream.
Well, you know, are you
yes,
at
sir. Yes, sir.
Are you at a pre college or
freshman?
are you at wait, I'll ask you.
Yes. Sir. Yes, sir. With sir, with Western Institute Institute of Technology.
Okay. That's PRISA.
Yes, sir.
That's good because, like, I mean, also Sonny Wagdos was a product of the PRISA. He came from the University of Mindanao in Davao City. So he is also a product of the PRISA system, which has produced a lot of good long distance runners. I believe also Anthony Nurza is a product of the PRISA as well.
Yes.
So they've produced a lot of good long distance runners in PRISA. I'll just ask this next question through to Alfrence and Louie. So I'll just unmute Louie as well, and I'll just ask them just ask a question regarding our virtual 5K run, which is coming up next. So both of you are entered in this virtual 5K run. So I'm just going to ask both of you, how do you feel? Like, I'm looking at your times, and you're up against, we have 6 guys entered in this virtual race so far who have best times of below 16 minutes or have submitted times of below 16 minutes. So obviously top entry is the UAAP 10K champion Darwin Lim, who, you know, like, who has submitted a best time of 15:25, although he is, I'm guessing he's probably around 30 years of age, so veteran athlete. So we have him in the event. We have Edward Flores, who I think you guys raced against, and I think he finished fourth in the virtual event. So we have also Albert Neri, who's the Palaro, the UAAP record holder in the 8 and the 1.5 participating in this event. And we also have Anthony Nurza, who went to the SEA Games and finished, I think, 5th or 6th in the men's marathon, entered. So for you guys, how do you feel getting to race against some older athletes who have been around a bit longer, have these you know, performances which are sort of similar to your performances after, you know, coming out 1st and 3rd in the virtual 10K? now being up against some older veteran athletes.
In preparing for that kind of race, sir, my problem is the venue. Since our venue here is not, our oval is not plain. We only have dirt oval. Then
Yeah.
this time I am looking for a plain oval to play, because we all know as the guidelines stated that the oval should be plain, and that's the one of my problem. And in the race experience,
For this event, for the virtual event, we don't really need a rubberized oval. It can be a dirt oval or grass or whatever. That's cool. Like, I mean, we're not really too fussed on the type of surface. I mean, we're flexible. Obviously, we're not going to be using treadmills, but like, you know, things like, you know, like dirt or whatever, it's fine. You know, we're not too fast, because I know in Bukidnon there is no rubberized oval, so it's impossible. If we restrict the competition like that, it's very hard to find rubberized ovals for most people, because even if they have rubberized ovals, most of the rubberized ovals are closed. So if they have a rubberized oval, okay, they can use a rubberized oval. If they don't have a rubberized oval, they want to use a dirt oval, it's fine for this competition, because we want more people to join. We don't want to limit people from being able to participate in the virtual event. Surely the timing may not be that accurate, but the main thing is to get people to join. That's the main thing, is to make sure that there is a good quality of competition.
it is for me, sir. In our place, it is hard to seek for a good place, because our place is hilly. You cannot easily find the oval that is plain. So our oval has the negative elevation, meaning it is a mixture of downhill and uphill parts. The other side of the oval is...
So you need to kind of find another dirt oval which is flat, or use a road surface which is relatively flat.
Yes,
I mean, if there's a little bit of decline elevation, it's fine, but think about it this way: if your oval has decline elevation, at some point, if you're going down, you have to come back up as well. At some point, if you're doing rounds and you're coming down, you have to go up. So basically,
yes, sir.
It's easy going down compared to running on the flat, but it's hard going up. Running up is slower.
Yes,
going down is faster, but running up is slower. So as soon as you come down, you've got to run up as well. So that basically
yes, sir.
makes it even more hard. It makes it just as, it sort of evens it out, because you've got to go up again once you've gone down. You've got to go uphill at some point.
Yes,
if you're doing laps. It's not like, for example, if you're doing a race on a road and you can basically run down a hill, which is a complete complete decline. If you're running laps, you have to go down, then you go up, and then you've got to go flat, and then down, and then up. You know, you've got to level it out if you're doing that.
Is it okay, sir?
I'll just have to check that. I'll check with Stephen. I'll see what he says, because, like, I mean, Stephen's
yes, sir.
basically the one who's basically knows a bit more about that, because I mean, I'm effectively a sprint coach, so I know more about, you know, the sprint events and that sort of thing. You know, I'm better at doing that. But like, for example, with the data and stuff, I can handle that side of things. But with the technical, I'm consulting Stephen on it, because it's really, what do you call it? It's not my field of expertise, and it's actually a little bit out of my comfort zone having a 5K race. But you know, in the future, we might leave the running of the longer events to BBG Run Philippines, and we might actually, well, I'm more comfortable in focusing on events 1500 meters and below, whereas, you know, if there's other race organizers who are already organizing the 5,000 and up, we'll just leave it to the other race organizers to do, so I can focus on the shorter distances, because nobody focuses on the shorter distances and there is a need for those shorter distances to be entertained. And in fact, at the end of the month, after that virtual event of 5K, on the 31st, I'm having 60, 1K, and 300 meters, and there's already a lot of people signed up for that one as well. So, you know, I'm more comfortable focusing on the shorter events, but because, you know, like, I think that we're not really in the, I don't feel the Philippines is really that well prepared for their track events. I mean, it's for the road events, a lot of groups are doing virtual, but that's for 5K and up. But for, you know, sprints like 60 meters, no one, I think that's the first time anyone's ever done a virtual event for a 60 meters like online, which we did last month. I think that's never been done before. And, you know, I would have loved to have done it the way Roel did it, which I thought was brilliant, like how he just live streamed it and got everybody to do it so people could tune into the event live. I mean, when I did the virtual 60, I got them all to record videos, and then I had to review the videos, and then I played all the videos at the end. I think that it would have been nicer to have actually done it live, but it's very difficult to get, you know, all the athletes to stick to the schedule, because imagine, you know, usually you invite, you know, the Philippines, everybody, Filipino time, everybody's always late. So imagine invite 30 people to join Filipino time, start time is 4 o'clock, everybody shows up at 4:30, oh, we're still on time. So Roel did a really good job making sure that everybody showed up, especially in the Philippines when everybody is always famously late.
It's true, sir.
It was really good how he's able to do that, because that's I'll unmute Roel because he's, I think Mr. Braza's left. He's apologized because you know, his signal's not the best, but it was actually good to hear from him. So I'll just leave now, Coach Roel, any closing remarks or anything else you'd like to add? Thanks very much for joining us, Coach, and Louie, and also to Mr. Braza.
First of all, good evening, the champ, BBG champ 10K. Are you here?
He unfortunately, Roel, he had to because his signal dropped out.
I did not congratulate him, but you, Louie, congratulations for your best.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Coach.
maybe the prices is not priceless, but in that is from my heartily given in my own BBG.
Thank you, Coach.
So even no cash prize, but you do your best to accept the challenge. So it's the start for your career as a young athlete. So very good dong, padayon.
Thank you, Coach.
Basta Bisaya, gahi.
Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Roel, I have a question about the March virtual marathon. The virtual marathon you're having, the Davao International Marathon, which you have 1,000 entries to, and this is just for the public's information. Besides marathon, will you be also staging, like most marathon events, shorter distances as well? Like, will you be having a 3K, a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon? Are you having other events?
Yes. The Davao International is already have 4 categories. 42 for the elite runner or the veteran runner. 21 half marathon. 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers. So there are 4 categories of that event.
Right. So I'll let my athletes know, and I'll get them to sign up for your event, because that sounds, you know, that there's a lot of nice events. How will this be running? Will it be free entry, or will there be entry fee with cash prize?
There is already registered participants, but now we give a chance to the all BBG 10K run finishers to join the race for free. So all BBG run 10K finishers or finish that race, all I give chance to race in 10K on category to show their best on that day. So
Yeah.
all 10K finisher there is the previous event is I already give him a chance to make to join this event for free. That is the one I give previous to of all the finishers.
Yeah, so
So
every 32 finishers of the 10K BBG run event, which is concluded on January the 3, they will be automatically given
join the race.
free entry to the event. Yeah, cool. Well, I'll just wait for those details on how to enter and how to put athletes in the event, because I would have athletes who would be interested in joining your event. Especially in some of those shorter distances like the 5 and the 10. I mean, I don't have anyone who runs a marathon. I mean, I try not to coach anybody over 800 meters. I've got some athletes who want to run, 3Ks and 5Ks though, so it gets a bit crazy at times. But I have athletes that would like to join the shorter. I don't have anyone who would want to join a 42 or a marathon, but I might have someone who might want to join a 5K, possibly a 10.
I decided I make a meeting this if I go back to Manila to decide that this event will be open again for the new registrant participants, or we exactly close the event because 1,000
That's
almost
a lot of people. I
is a
mean,
lot of people to control, to monitor the run details, because I think
how many people do you have in your team, like at the moment, to handle 1,000 people?
maybe this time I make additional 5 to 10 person to monitor the every category.
Yeah.
Because in the 4 categories there is the average, the biggest runners participants is 10K and 5K. So
yeah,
maybe or 21 is the highest number, 700 participants in 21
do you know
kilometers.
what's happening this year? Like your event's held in March at the moment. When is Milo usually held in the second half of the year, or
July in Davao Regional Elimination is every July.
Yeah.
There, yeah. But because of the pandemic, all Milo event is canceled.
So the Milo Marathon final was cancelled.
Yeah.
Last Milo was cancelled for last.
This year 2021 no Milo Marathon.
No Milo final this year. So the last Milo final was in January of 2020. So in January of 2021 supposed to be, but there's no Milo.
No
even
Milo.
Milo event.
So that's why I organized the BBG Written Key, because all elite athletes is stuck in their houses in their province. So so that's why I create 10K virtual run last December 24 supposed to be, but did not happen in December 24 because of the rainy, because of the Ulysses
heavy rain
typhoon. Yeah.
My virtual 60 got postponed by 1 week because I accidentally put it during the exam week. So a lot of the college students, the 60-meter girls, they had college. The second thing is heavy rain, so I had to go okay, 1 more week.
Yeah, so I extend this January 3 so that everybody can prepare. So no other alibi. So
excuse.
So the problem is the signal,
It's hard. That's why it's hard to do live stream, because 1 is the signal and 2 is getting the people
That's
would
why
no time to show
that's
up.
that's why in my roles I did not make a FB video is compulsory. That's the issue. I I make roles to be encouraged to make FB live. So that's why the big issue now na how to make a FB live to insert the general rules that if you need to win, you obliged to make video live during your run. So that's the big
It's hard to do video live during your run because
yeah,
you have somebody riding on a motorcycle with a
yeah.
video.
It's cause to make accident along the area if there is some so you cannot make compulsory to the participants. That's the my
So
problem now.
in your event, how many of the 32 participants took videos during their? How many videos were submitted on FB Live out of the
Me
32?
when I saw maybe 6 or 7 participants use video live. 6 or 7 participants out of the
Did some of them submit videos after, like non-live videos?
no, no. FB live. FB live. No
Live.
video. Yeah. FB live.
No
So,
video editor.
yeah.
Okay.
So, that's one of the big problem I see in this coming December, Davao International Marathon. How to make,
There's so many of them.
yeah,
I mean,
how to make the result very legit. That's why I have something. If you have any gadget to recommend, if you are open to
we'll share it.
to
Well, we're still figuring it out at the moment because we're realizing that we might need something else besides
in your
Strava to.
in this coming Pinoy Fitness 5K, what is your apps to be?
Well,
Strava
at the
also?
moment it's Strava, but like we're thinking about it because I'm trying to, for Strava, we want videos of the races as well, but like I'm not sure if we can actually make that compulsory to have a video of the whole race because it's very hard to.
Yeah, you cannot you cannot compulsory the video or FB live because of some like
it was going to be impossible. I think it's very hard to make it live. In the women's 60 meters, it's easy because it's like you can get the camera the whole race and you can get the whole race on a cell phone. It's very easy to video a 60-meter run, but to video a 5K, it's hard because the person's not going to be running with the phone in front of them like this. It's nobody can run like that, and also or you need somebody, like with a camera or on a bike, like what happened in your case. Which is a logistical issue, which I will have to bring up with Stephen about getting around. I don't think that the video will be compulsory, but it would be nice if they can get videos. It's good, but I think that it's hard to get videos. It's better to have the Strava time, but like what I said in the women's 60 meters, I can't be 100%. I had the video, so I got the start and the finish on the camera, and I use video software, so I'm sure the time's accurate, but I'm not sure about the distance. I can't tell if it's 58 meters or 55 meters or 57 meters because I can't teleport to where they are and measure it. So what I had to do is I compare their 60-meter time to what they can run for what their best time is in the 100 and make sure that it's not like that it kind of matches up. They should not be running conversion of 1.53 to 1.56 conversion from 60 meters to 100 meters. So if you run 12 seconds, you should not be running 7.4 because 7.4 is about 11.5 or 11.5 for 100 meters. So if they ran that fast, I tell them to do the run again because it's too inaccurate. But my view is with 5K is that the athletes should run, not way faster than what they usually than their best time. So, like, say for example, if the athletes,
Mm.
best time is
Louie,
uh,
Louie, Louie. Louie is already here.
Louis here. Yep.
Louie is already in your list in the
He's,
5K.
yeah. We have
Alpici.
Louis.
Alpici.
Louis, Alfrence, Neri, Nurza, Darwin Lim, and Flores. So these 6 guys running below 16 minutes, 4 to 5K, they're lined up.
You have a qualification time in submitting.
It's supposed to be 16:30, but as of now, our entries have not exceeded 20.
Can you give a chance to my BBG run participants to join your race?
I'll talk to Stephen. I think that should be okay. I will talk to Stephen. I
have 10 participants want to join your race.
That shouldn't be a problem. We can accommodate them. I will. I'll talk to Stephen. I think that's fine. Stephen couldn't be here tonight because he had to coach or work out or something, so he wasn't able to join. But I did invite him to be part of our conversation, but he wasn't available at this point. But
Maybe,
just let me know the names, and I'll talk to Stephen about it.
Maybe 10 participants.
We do have an entry fee because we have prize money, so there is a 150 entry fee for the event.
How many?
150
dollars.
Pesos.
Pesos.
No.
I can pay. We pay this team.
Yeah. We have prize money, you see. So like that's why we can either do no prize money and no fee, but Stephen decided to have prize money, so that's why there's an entry fee. But as of now, we're having issues with Gcash because the systems, they blocked his account or something. So we should have that sorted out in a few days. But just if you provide your list of athletes, and if they can provide roughly what their times are in the 5K, then I can list them, because I basically have for me, I'm not, I'm not really that fussed if we have lots of athletes. It's okay, because as you know, let's say for example we have 30 entries. If they pay, they're more likely to show up.
As of moment, how many participants in
27
in male? 27.
Men 16. Men is 16. Women is 11.
We have here 4 females want to join. Have here.
Yep.
So can you accommodate this? I will pay.
I can accommodate 4 females because I've only got 11 entries and I can cater for about 20. But
okay, I will send this list through Messenger. It's okay.
Yep. I think we'll end this video chat now, and I'll just chat with you on FB if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for your time, Roel, and thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight regarding the virtual runs and the upcoming virtual runs. A reminder, the virtual runs, the 5K PinoyAthletics Talking Chinoy virtual run, January 17th, January 31, Fantasia 60, 300 and 1K, and in March will be the Davao International Virtual Marathon, which will have a 5K, 10K, 21K, and 42K category. Again, Coach Roel, thanks very much for joining. Thanks, Louie and Braza, for taking your time to answer our questions regarding your running careers. All the best to everybody, and stay tuned for Thursday. Bye.
Good evening. Basta Bisaya, gahi. Strong.
record this and I'll just play it later or something. Okay, so we'll just continue the interview. So this isn't actually live. This is sort of off record now. So, okay, so the first question was regarding his improvement. So he wasn't expecting to improve from 15:56 to 15:03. So then the next question is, what are his goals what are his goals for the rest of this year?
Alfrence, ano yung goal mo? Ano yung tina-target mo for the rest of the year? Yung bagong matapos.
Na ano, sir?
From 15:15
Ang
kasi,
gusto,
di ba, naging 15:03 ka na. So, ano yung susunod mo pang gusto?
ang next ano, next ko po, next ko pong goal kasi makatungtong ng SEA Games. Yun po. Yun po. Makatungtong ng SEA Games.
Trying to
Kahit
win the SEA
mapaglaro
Games,
po.
Enzo.
Yes po.
Okay.
So,
So
what Alfred is telling us is he wants to be in the SEA Games. That's his goal.
which event does he want to qualify for in the SEA Games? Like, which event in the SEA Games does he want to qualify for? Which distance?
Anong event sa SEA Games yung gusto mong mag-qualify?
1,500 meters and ano po, and 5K po.
Okay. So 1.5 in the 5K. So okay, so I'm guessing, you know, like to get to the SEA Games, the first step on the road to that is the Philippine National Championships. So I'm guessing you're looking forward to running against your idol Sonny Wagdos and the other you know, more established long distance runners in this country. How do you feel about like getting to run against Sonny Wagdos and some of the older guys?
Ano yung di ba ang goal mo ngayon is makatungtong ng SEA Games and friends. So, kailangan mo para makatungtong. Kailangan mo pakalaban yung
Hindi ko po, sir. Ulit po, sir. Pakiulit po, sir. Ulit po, sir, ng isang tanong.
okay. So, yung tanong, Albert, is bago ka kasi makapasok sa national team, kailangan makapunta dun sa level of veterans. Gaya nila. Sonny Wagdos. So, ano yung nasa isip mo? Ano yung plan mo para makapasok?
Yung goal ko po yung plano ko po ngayon ay makuha talaga yung yung sa 5K po under 15 minutes po. Tapos yan po yung goal ko una po. Yan po talaga. Tapos yung siyempre po sa yung sa 1,500 meter po na mapababa ko po yung na mapabilo ko po na po yung time ko.
So, the goal of Alfrence to run 5,000 and then 15 minutes.
So the goal is the 1,500 and the 5,000, not really the 10,000. The 1.5 and the 5,000.
Alfrence, hindi mo ba ginugol din yung sa 10K, 10,000 meters?
Hindi ko po talaga yan hindi ko talaga yan gusto na laro. Yung 10,000 meters po. Kasi kung sa oval nakakabagot ang ikutin.
And so 10,000 meters not his game because tired of running the oval.
Yep. Yeah, it's a long way, 25 laps. So, okay, so so the next question is like, how do you feel with this competition? Like, obviously the lead changed a lot during this virtual event. It began off at 16 minutes and it became 15:45, and then Edward Flores was given a time of 15:30, and then on the last day you came back and you ran 15:03. So what do you feel with regards to the level of quality in this competition and this virtual 5,000 meter event?
Ano yung masasabi mo dun sa lakas ng laban dito sa 5,000?
Nung una po, nabilib ako sa sa time po ng kalaban ko na si Mark po. Mark yun. Edward pala po. Nagulat po ako, tapos nung una kong takbo sa oval, sa sports complex dito sa amin, nanibago ako sa sa road, sa oval. Kaya parang disappointed ako sa time ko. Kaya inulit ko para makuha talaga yung goal ko, yung best time ko pa talaga sa 5K. Kasi nasanay ako na road palagi yung yung training eh.
Alfrence is surprised about the level of competition, especially when Edward Flores made the 15:30 mark, and during his first run he did it in the oval, and he's not comfortable running the oval because he's more on the road, running the road. He's more comfortable running.
We'll see, like Edward Flores, does Alfrence think now that Edward Flores is probably the strongest athlete right now in the UAAP? Because Edward Flores is at the University of the Philippines. Does Alfrence think that, who does Alfrence think is the strongest runner in the UAAP at this point?
Sino yung Alfrence, sino yung nakikita mo pinakamalakas ngayon sa UAE sa 5,000?
Yung hindi ko na po matandaan. Basta dito po yung naglaro po sa amin dito ng Uni Games, yung nag-gold po. Yung hindi ko na matandaan kung anong school 'yan at anong pangalan niya.
Udunia?
Ganun po.
Ano yung time niya? Alfrence?
Under 16 minutes po. Nakalimutan ko talaga. Under 16 minutes.
I think he might be referring to James Udunia from the University of the East.
Yes.
Yeah, James Udunia. Okay.
He is.
Okay. So if Alfrence goes to the SEA Games, who does he think his strongest opponents will be at the not at the SEA Games, at the National Open? If he was to go up against the strongest athletes in the country, who would be his strongest opponents?
It's Sonny Wagdos and Mariano. I think
Mariano in the 1.5, because I don't think that Mariano
yes.
running the Mariano Massano won't be really running the 5,000 meter event. I think he's going for the 8 and the 1.5 perhaps. Okay, so you're currently training. Your coach, your long-time coach, even though you're now with the Western Institute of Technology, your long-time coach is Ellie Navarro, is that correct?
Yes.
So, how long have you been training with Coach Ellie?
May 1 year, 1 year, 1 year,
Can you just
1 year. During during Vibra and Palang Mansa and ASEAN school games. He is coaching me during that time.
so he only coached you for a year, or who were you with before that?
Sino yung nag-coach sa'yo
Ano?
bago kay...
Delay?
Sino yung coach mo bago kay Coach Ed?
Ano po? Ano? Hindi ko pa marinig. Ano? Ngayon po? Ngayon?
Sino yung coach mo bago kay Coach Eddie?
No, wala sir. Wala. Yung sa ko po, yung integrated ko, pero hindi naman ako humingi sa kanya ng training. I search online po ng mga workouts na dapat po sa distance po.
So he says that before Coach Ellie, more on he's searching online for workouts.
Is he using Garmin watch at the moment?
No sir. I have no Garmin, sir.
Okay.
Because that's very very expensive.
It's quite an expensive piece of training equipment. Do you in your training do you monitor your heart rate in the training? Like even if you don't have a watch, do you know how to take your heart rate for recoveries?
Yes sir. Yes sir. I use cell phone, sir. Cell phone.
I use the cell phone.
I use yes, app, Polar Bit app. Yes. And Adidas running po. Na po.
Okay. Is it an app like Adidas running?
Po.
Okay, so just reiterating, your goal is to, try to qualify for the SEA Games and the 1.5 and the 5,000 meter events. And, obviously, like if you make it through to the SEA Games, the competition is a lot tougher, especially the athlete. Are you aware of the athletes from the other countries at this point who are also joining the SEA Games?
Kilala mo ba, Alfrence, yung mga makakalaban mo sa mga taga-ibang bansa?
Opo, yung sa Vietnam po, yan po yung kilala ko na si Dong Bantay. Yan po.
I was actually...
I know for his last finishing kick, sir. Yes.
I'm aware of Bantay, but there's actually a stronger athlete that I'm thinking of who's coming up from Thailand. Kontivati.
Vietnam, sir. Vietnam. Thailand. Oh.
Yeah, there's a guy from Thailand who won the 5 and the 10K at the last SEA Games. He's run 3:43 last year for the 1.5.
Wow.
There's a athlete from Thailand at the 5K and the 10K who's really strong. So the plans for the SEA Games, which will be held in December of this year in Vietnam. So obviously, Dong Van Thai is a strong opponent because he's probably the greatest distance runner in the history of the SEA Games. Of course, Van Thai is getting on in age. He's about, I think, 31 now. So I'm not sure, how much longer Van Thai is going to be around for. So the next query, we had questions actually from Happy, who was here before, regarding as an athlete, he was actually asking questions about strength and conditioning. So I'm just asking, as well as track training you're doing, what sort of strength workouts are you doing to help guard against injuries? Maybe Jerix, if you could take that one.
Ano? Okay.
Ano yung ginagawa mo na ano, di ba kapag hindi lang naman running yung ginagawa natin sa training. Ano yung mga strength and conditioning workout yung ginagawa mo para maka-add siya dun sa
Sa bahay.
training regimen?
Yung sa bahay lang, gano'n. Simple lang, mga plank, gano'n, plank push up and mga workout po, yung mga dumbbells, yun po.
So planks, tama? Planks, push-ups, and
Planks, push ups and crunches, mga gano'n po. And
crunches,
mga dumbbells, weights, gano'n po. Yes.
dumbbells and weights.
Okay, so a lot of core work and some weights with some dumbbells. So no barbell weights, just dumbbell weights.
Oh, sir.
A lot of body workouts like planks and that sort of just conditioning type stuff. What about diet? That's the next question. Is like we were talking about of training. So like, is there a diet or is it just eat whatever like whatever there is?
Dito kasi sir, yung ano pa ako kasi palagi pong gulay po yung mga ko po, kinakain ko po. Tapos po hindi ko po pinipigilan yung sarili ko na kumain kapag grabe yung training po kasi carbo load ko po yun para sa
His diet is more on vegetable because it's what plenty.
So just try and eat more vegetables.
Yeah, and when he's training hard, he doesn't control himself to eat a lot.
So eat a lot. Is there any types of foods or like beverages that he tries to avoid, like when he's training for a competition?
pork, sir. Pork and cholesterol and oily food, sir.
What about soft drinks?
Soft drinks.
No comment.
No comment. And alcohol. That's the other thing.
No, sir. I don't drink alcohol, sir.
So
But
you
I
don't
drink soft drinks.
Okay. You don't smoke. You don't drink alcohol.
No, sir. No, sir. I don't smoke. No.
But not with soft drinks. That's just like another topic altogether. Okay. Cool.
Sir, I drink. Sometimes. After I long run.
Okay.
Long run.
So it's just making sure that you've got the energy to burn off that excess sugar that's going in. But mainly on the gulai. Okay. And trying to walk. Obviously, so focusing more on fish, chicken, beef, other types of meat. And carb loading. Cool. All right. So that's pretty much all I've got. Jerix, do you have some questions you'd like to ask?
Besides running, ano yung ibang kinahiligan mo? Ano yung hobby mo? Siyempre, alam naman natin, focus ka sa running. Pero ano yung ibang kinahiligan mga sports?
Ano po talaga dito po minsan po kapag during rest day po basketball po ganun. Basketball, sir. Basketball. Rest day po, basketball. papawis.
Basketball only.
Yes, yes.
So there's no other things like swimming, riding a bicycle. Do those
No, sir. No, I don't have a bicycle, sir.
you don't have okay, so you don't have one to ride. And then do you know how to swim, or that's
Uh, uh, I don't know how to swim, sir.
okay? So the cross training is the basketball. Okay. So any other questions, Jarrett?
So ano yung nagpapalakas ng loob mo? Ano yung inspirasyon mo? Bakit ganun na lamang? Nakita
Yung ano ko
namin
po, yung
15:56 tapos biglang naging 15:03. So talagang nandun yung desire. Ano yung nagpapalakas sa'yo? Ano yung inspiration mo para manalo?
kasi po, ito, una po talaga kasi po, yung papa ko, yung sobrang hilig po talaga sa running eh. Kasi nung una, naglalaro din siya. Kasi ngayon po, kaya nga, nag-dedicate talaga ako na manalo kasi para ayaw ko na makita ako ng pamilya ko na natatalo sa sa takbuhan. Kasi parehas lang naman kami nagtitraining naman. Ano po? Ano po?
So his inspiration or motivation is coming from his father because he's also a runner, right?
Yes, yes.
Also a runner. His father is also a runner. And Alfrence doesn't want to lose. So that keeps him motivated to win. He doesn't like losing.
Was anybody else in his family athletes?
My kuya, sir, my brother and my father during
What events or
1990s.
sport did they play?
Also a track and field athlete, sir. Long distance.
Okay. Like, how good was your dad? Like, what did he play? At what level did your dad play at? Because I mean, honestly, like back then, there was a lot of very good, runners from Iloilo, such as Jimmy De La Torre and Herman Suizo, like who were both SEA Games champions in the marathon, and then also from Guimaras, Rene Herrera
Yes,
as
Rene
well.
Herrera.
So, like, what level was your father able to participate in for athletics? Maybe Jarrett, you can take that one.
What?
Sorry, I didn't get the last part of
yeah.
your question.
My question was, with his dad was a long distance runner. My query was, what level did your dad reach as a long distance runner? Like, how far did dad go as a long distance runner?
Gaano ka layo yung narating ng papa mo sa long distance run?
Wala po, yung parang sa school lang po kasi dati marami siyang trabaho. Tapos kapag pumupunta siyang ng mga 10 kilometers away pa yung school niya sa bahay niya. Tapos pagkatapos noon tinakbo niya papuntang school. Kasi marami pa siyang ang ginagawa sa bahay nila sa mga bukid. Kasi yun lang. Abot na siya ng school na kapaglaro.
Oo. So yung tinatanong ni Enzo is gaano layo narating niya, ibig sabihin sa regional level ba? Regional meet ba siya or within the city of Iloilo?
Okay. Okay. Do you have any other queries, Jarrett?
Alfrence, ito siguro yung gustong marinig ng mga manonood. And so this maybe what others will ask also about Alfrence. Ano yung sa tingin mong pwedeng gawin ng iba para ma-duplicate yung ginawa mo? Kumbaga, ang ganda ng time mo eh. Ano yung kailangan gawin ng iba para maging what will others do to improve their
Ah,
time also, just like
yung una po talaga, siyempre magtiwala kasi siya po yung ano eh, yung yung ano po yung start po eh kasi doon po siya nagbigay ng lakas every time you start, pray po talaga po and po and training po ng maayos tapos ganun wag po hindi po magpaano patamad-tamad po tapos kasi kung may goal ka dapat ano mo yun eh pagsikapan mo yun eh.
okay. So what Alfrence telling us is for others to duplicate the feat that he has already is you should have this kind of faith and pray hard because God gives strength, right? Second is training. So you have to be focused on your training. And if you have a goal, so you can, you should have, you have a goal, then you should be determined to aim for it. And
Okay, so how has Alfrence found that his training has been affected or changed due to the COVID situation?
paano nabago ng pandemic yung training program mo?
Nung una po, nagbago yung training ko kasi dati may pasok sa paralan. Ganun po. Tapos ngayon po talaga more on training kasi wala nang online na lang eh. Hindi man masyadong mahirap yung yung online. Ano po?
Before the pandemic, he has to go to school and train. Now he has more time on training because he is having an online class, more time and more focus on training.
Yep.
So maybe that made the difference.
Yeah, like more time to recover, like less time, spending time in a classroom, so there's more time to rest between workouts.
Yes.
Okay, any further questions, Jarrett?
May gusto ka bang pasalamatan, Alfrence? May gusto ka bang sabihin sa ibang tao as motivation para sa kanila? Or inspiration para sundan yung ginawa?
Ang una po talaga ang masasabi ko lang sa mga athlete dapat kung may goal ka pagsikapan mo talaga and syempre magtiwala po talaga sa Diyos na makukuha mo yon dapat and positive lang po palagi kasi ganun po talaga yung buhay eh meron din ups and downs yan na po dapat dapat every time na may problem ka gamitin mo lang po yun na as a motivation po para makuha mo yung goal mo.
Alfrence says that if you have a goal, you have to work hard for it.
Yep.
And life has ups and downs, but it should not disappoint you. You should use it to make you move further.
Okay. Further questions, Jarrett?
No? Any parting words?
Yeah, so I'd like to thank our friends for joining us tonight on PinoyAthletics, even though we were a bit delayed because we had some technical issues,
Okay, sir.
that sort of thing. But unfortunately, we weren't able to speak with Ellie or Coach Noel tonight. Obviously due to signals and that sort of thing. But yeah, so I know that Alfrence has actually entered in our 1000 event, which is on the 31st. And then there's some other virtual events coming up that I think you might be joining. As of now, we're not exactly sure what the situation is with the Philippine National Championships. It's supposed to be at the end of March. But, you know, with the fact is that a lot of competitions have already been delayed, you know, like or cancelled or moved. So it's not entirely, you know, I'm not entirely 100% confident of the Nationals proceeding at that date due to the amount of delays that have happened with them setting up their training camp, their national training camp. So for now, I guess it'll just be virtual runs until, you know, probably for the first half of the year, until the COVID situation is more under control. Yeah, so that's all I really have to say for tonight. Jerex, anything you'd like to add? Okay. Well, okay, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight, and we'll now be ending the chat. Thanks again. Thanks to Jerex and Alfrence.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.